Live from the YouTubes. It's Sunday, October 10th. That's hard to believe. Time flies when you're not home. What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to the channel. We're back. Another live stream. Another Sunday. Someone says, top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you, my friend. Today, we are going to talk all things movies and TV shows, like always. So, as I always do, I'm going to be answering your all's questions if you have any for me. But today, I'm also going to be telling you about a little trip or multiple trips that I just got back from. As you all know, I have been out of town what feels like for the last 3 to 4 weeks. I've been back home maybe once or twice for a day or two at a time, but for the most part, I've been traveling and watching movies and trying to make as many videos as I can based on the schedule. But it all came down to the fact that I wanted to go to New York to see a couple of movies at that film festival, and you guys have seen the majority of those reviews. I still have a couple more to upload, like Mass and Parallel Mothers, but I'm going to share some pictures with you guys today, of course, and I'm going to be answering your all's questions. So, as always, if you have any questions for me, and sorry, I'm looking this way, this is where the screen is, be sure to leave your questions down below. Or if you want to make sure that I answer them, super chat. That's the best way to support this channel. I appreciate everything that you all do and all the questions that you ask. And let's get right into it and see what you guys are saying in the chat. So we got a lot of hellos. What's up? How are you all doing? Canyon Taylor says silver play button's waiting on you. We're getting close, my friend. We're getting very, very close. What's up? And what's up to you all? And some great questions already in the chat. So we're going to go ahead and get to just a couple of questions that you all have for me. And then I'm going to be showing you guys some pictures, because I took pictures from my New York trip and a couple of meetups that I had down there with some peers that I just had the best time with, right? You guys saw on the community page one of those meetups, and I'll talk about that, kind of our interaction, our experience, what we may or may not have done while we were out, and just some really fun stories and just some really cool things that I was able to do down there, as well as just being scared walking through New York by myself. Actually, you know what? At first I was scared, and I'm like, I like this city. Let's go. Let's do this. You can honk at me while I'm across the crosswalk. Don't care. I'm going to enjoy myself. And that's just kind of what it came down to. So I had a really fun time at the end of the day. We got some great questions like, what are your favorite animated movie scores? That's a good question, Daniel. I have, a couple of Pixar movies in mind, like The Incredibles is the first one, obviously Toy Story, and your classic songs from that film. A movie like Coco, but then you could go even further and look at Spider-Verse. I believe that's an incredible score soundtrack. How to Train Your Dragons, one of the first ones that I go to. I have a lot of nostalgia for Shrek. All right, people use Shrek as a meme, but I think the soundtrack and the score, especially the soundtrack for Shrek, is really, really great. So those are kind of the first ones that come to my mind. Katie Taylor says bourbon. Yeah, it's supposed to be a play on the off. It's supposed to, Beats, Bears, Battlestar Galactica. This is bourbon, basketball, Battlestar Galactica, because Kentucky. That's what we do here. So I thought it was a cute little shirt. I'm so excited for Dune. Yeah, get excited, because we'll talk about that here in just a second. But yeah, that's a movie that I believe is going to be worth you guys seeing. When are you seeing Last Night in Soho and The French Dispatch? So, well, actually, last time I was talking to you guys on one of these live streams, I talked about seeing Last Night in Soho, but I decided not to go to New York for that span of 2 days, because I went from Pennsylvania to New York to Atlanta. So I decided to come home for 2 days and then go back to New York instead of going back to New York, coming home, and going back to New York. So I missed out on French Dispatch, unfortunately. That's the one that I really wanted to see. I also wanted to see Come On, Come On with Joaquin Phoenix. Didn't get to see that one. Those were just, it's spread out. This film festival is spread out through like 3 weeks. So there was no way I was going to be able to see everything and not go broke by the time I was done. So decided to save some money and not go. But I'll definitely, yeah. And here's, have you watched Come On, Come On? I'll definitely get to see those hopefully soon. So we'll just have to see when. But yeah, those are two that I was just really looking forward to. I was so sad that I wasn't able to see them. Good morning. I'm actually in New York. What is your favorite? Oh, okay. Same question, but very cool to see some of you guys. Yeah. And I know a lot of you all reached out to me and were asking me like, Austin, you're in New York, come and see me. And I was so busy, unfortunately, but I did get time to see some people, and we'll talk about that. What is your favorite What If episode? Yeah, that's one thing I intended on doing, was doing a What If ranking. Unfortunately, I didn't get to it. If you would like to see it, it's a little late in the game at this point. Let me know. But probably still the Doctor Strange episode. Episode 4. Was it episode 4? I believe it was episode 4. The Doctor Strange episode kind of blew me away. And that's probably the one that sticks out to me the most. But I enjoyed What If. I really did. Entertainment Examiner. What's going on, my friend? Hope New York City treated you well. Besides Dune, what are your 3 most anticipated films for the rest of the year? Well, a little movie by the name of Licorice Pizza from Paul Thomas Anderson. That has to be on the list for me. I think that movie just looks like it could stand out. The more I think about Come On, Come On, the more I am like just super excited for it. Last Night in Soho and French Dispatch, obviously those two, hopefully get to see those two this month. But the other two are, of course, Eternals and Spider-Man No Way Home. I am fired up for both of those movies. I hope they're great. And I hope Marvel continues on the little streak that it's on this year for sure. Let's see. We've got, hi, Austin. Hi, guys. How are you all doing? We got some of the same questions over and over, guys. Let's try not to ask the same questions over and over. Some that I've already answered that are still being asked. Let's see. We've got, I'm trying to get to some more questions and get away from the repeats here. What are your favorite? Nope, that one's gone. What is your bourbon of choice, Mike? I'll be honest, I don't drink that much, but whatever's in front of me. There you go. I'm not very good at doing the differences and the different types of drinks and whatnot. I'm just like, yeah, sure. Like, throw it over. Bring me a White Claw or something. Let's see. The bourbon is very popular here in Kentucky. Absolutely. Of course. Of course, Studio Ghibli has amazing music. Absolutely. Spirited Away, I believe, is one of the best animated scores / soundtracks I've ever heard. So how could I forget that? Princess Mononoke is incredible. Howl's Moving Castle, a beautiful score, a sweeping and moving score. So Studio Ghibli always providing us some of the better scores in the animated space. Absolutely. Let's see. Well, we've got, I just binged Squid Game, probably the most binge-worthy show I've seen. So good, and the music is fantastic. Ginger Mustache, thank you so much. Squid Game. When I reviewed it, I had no clue it would catch on like it did. I had no clue. Like, I enjoyed Squid Game. I thought it was a great show. But when I thought, how is this going to resonate? I didn't think pop culture movement at the time. So, wow, what a shock. And it's funny because I was actually on a trip and I was on vacation. So when I was able to watch Squid Game and, do what I did, not really thinking about the potential that it had as a series, I was like, oh, it's a really great show. I hope people watch it. It's one of the most watched shows in Netflix history, and now it may be one of the most watched shows of all time. So it's really cool. Glad you watched it. Glad you enjoyed it. We've got, why did you like No Time to Die? It was so stupid. Oh, boy. Oh, how I disagree with you there. I loved it because it was freaking great. But if you didn't like it, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not a hardcore Bond purist. I'm honestly not even, and part of the reason why I didn't do. Now, I'm still may or may not have a ranking of the Daniel Craig Bond films. Maybe. If you guys want to see it, maybe. But I'm not going to do all of them because there's still a bunch of movies that I haven't seen from the other Bond films. It's just never been that franchise for me. So I don't have like a connection to, oh, Bond has to be this and he's got to be that. For me, it's more like, I just want a good movie. And I thought this movie was freaking great. So sorry if you didn't like it. That's absolutely fine. But I just don't. And I also saw a lot of hate before the movie came out because people thought it was going to be something. And it turned out it wasn't that something. If you guys want to go watch Chris Stuckman's video I thought he did a great job of explaining what I'm trying to explain right now. So go watch his video. But yeah, I think the mentality for a lot going in was, I'm not going to like this. So a lot of people didn't like it. But in terms of what you're saying, Lakshay, that's okay if you didn't enjoy it and you watched it and you didn't enjoy it. I completely understand because there are a lot of things that Bond fans wanted to see in the movie that I guess they didn't see, and that's absolutely fine. Let's keep going here. Dune. Yes. Tell me about Dune. I can't tell you about Dune. I don't want to get into spoilers, but I will say the actual experience for Dune was incredible. Lakshay also says, "Will you be able to win Squid Game?" Oh my goodness. I I don't know if I would ever be able to win it. Some of those games, y'all, like there was I can't remember which game it was. There was a point where I'm like, "Oh, I could maybe do okay in this one. I mean, I can maybe do okay in this one." But there was one game in particular I'm like, "I would be dead. Like, they ain't no way I could win this. There's no way." I mean, it's that kind of show that you're watching and you're just kind of on edge your seat. So if you guys haven't watched Squid Game, I mean, it's a great point. It's one of those that you watch and you're like, could I do this? You know what I mean? I think that's the fun for a lot of people. So, it's one of those things. Um, Let's see. I like Intrusion. I believe you're talking about the film. I didn't quite like Intrusion, but I was talking to somebody yesterday that did like Intrusion, so that's okay. We got No Time to Die is perfect. Okay, the other end of the spectrum there. Noah says, "Oh Noah, thank you so much. Going to send you a few super chats today. Do I get any sympathy for what I review anytime around this time of year? I review made for TV Christmas movies. Let's go, Noah. Let's go." I think that's, by the way, I see Ace in the chat. What's going on, Ace? Nice to see you again. That's funny, Noah. I actually just hung out with someone, and let's go ahead and transition right now. We'll get back to your all's questions here in just a second. I just talked to someone who also reviews made for TV Christmas movies. She does the Hallmarkies podcast. She has her own YouTube channel. Her name is Rachel from Rachel's Reviews. And if you guys haven't seen her, she makes some great content on YouTube, but also she is rocking the podcast space right now, absolutely rocking it. And we were able to meet up and hang out in New York just to have a little meal together. And let me tell you that this is someone that I've done collabs with constantly for the last, I think, 2 years, and she's great. What a fun time we had getting to eat at an incredible Italian restaurant in New York, Noah. But she also, one of her main jobs is reviewing TV Christmas movies. But she loves it. And she's getting to that time of year where they're going to start coming out. It feels like every single day. So, Noah, you've got a job ahead of you, my friend. I appreciate the super chats. Don't send too many. Don't send too many. I am not worth that. But I appreciate the super chat asking the question. Noah, as always, you ask great questions. So yeah, TV Christmas movies. Maybe I'll get to see some Netflix Christmas movies this year. It does look like they're coming out with quite a few of them. I saw some trailers the other day. There's one I think that looks not great, but it looks like it could be a fun time. Favorite Denis Villeneuve movie? I would have to say Arrival. It always goes back and forth. It goes from Blade Runner to Arrival to, occasionally Prisoners will slide into that one spot. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy. Now, Dune is up there. Dune is up there. If you want to see where it ranks, you can go onto my Letterboxd right now and see where Dune ranks. I've got that list freshly updated. But yeah, I absolutely love Denis Villeneuve. As you guys know, he's my favorite director in the business right now. All right, we've got hot take. Suicide Squad is better than the Suicide Squad. Oh my gosh. You just took my breath away. Oh boy. Oh man, I would love some reasoning there. No, it's okay. Again, all opinions are welcome on this channel. I think that's one of the beautiful things about this community. That's a tough one to swallow though. That's a tough pill to swallow. I don't know if I would ever be able to agree with that one. But that's okay. That hurts. That hurts. It's funny because my wife defended Suicide Squad for so long. I mean, so long. And we rewatched it recently. She was like, "Oh, I guess it's not that good, is it?" And I'm like, "No, it's not. It's a bad movie." But I loved the new Suicide Squad. I thought it was a great time, super fun, super violent, everything I wanted. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. Everything. DC's also on a roll. Justice League, Snyder Cut, Suicide Squad. Let's keep that going. DC, keep that momentum into the Batman for sure. Can you do a British accent? I have tried. I don't want to try it live because I know I will embarrass myself, but I appreciate the question. Sorry, guys. I'm just picking as many as I can here. I know you haven't seen every Bond film, but from what you've seen, what's your favorite non-Daniel Craig Bond film? Ooh. Let me see if I've got a private letterbox list because I've got a private letterbox list. I know I believe I know of the James Bond films. I don't know when the last time I updated it was, so let me see if I can tell you, because I don't think I'll ever do this ranking on this channel, so I don't mind telling you this. Let's see. All right. Let's see if I've got a letterbox list, and I will tell you, because I know I could tell you one, and I don't know if that's actually my favorite one here. Okay, so we've got, I do! No, I don't. Well, never mind. Now I'm gonna have to think of it off the top of my head. Um, okay, let's see here, guys. Let me get the list in front of me, because I wanna make sure I'm giving you guys the proper. I know I love GoldenEye, but I don't think that's my favorite. Let's see. Casino Royale. I don't know. It might. I do love GoldenEye. I also love The Spy Who Loved Me. Those are probably the two. Just kind of off the top of my head. I don't have a list. The Spy Who Loved Me, GoldenEye. Those are probably the two that resonate the most with me. From Russia with Love is one that I've always, yeah, From Russia with Love is always one that I've thought about, but I don't know right now if I would put it as my favorite. So maybe GoldenEye, because again, that was 1995. That was the year I was born. Other than the Daniel Craig movies, that's the one that I watched growing up. And probably because it's the most your guys your guys' comments are cracking me up, because it's the most recent high quality one. So that's the one I'm going to say outside of the Daniel Craig movies. But there are a lot I have to see. A couple that I've never caught, and people talk about and rave about. There's a guy by the name of Griffin. He does Film Speak on YouTube. He's a great guy. We've had some awesome conversations. He is like the Bond expert. So if you guys want Bond content, go to him. He is so good. I watch all of his Bond videos. So yeah, that's probably the best place to go here. All right, guys, we've got some more super chat questions here. We've got Aaron, who says, I've been watching your channel for a year now. Been helping me get through COVID, tragedies, etc. So thank you for that. You're very welcome for what you do. And is Dune the MCU killer? Now, when you say the MCU killer, my friend, I don't know exactly what you mean by that. In terms of box office, the answer is no. The answer is no. I don't think Dune is going to do gangbusters at the box office, at least in the United States. And most of that is due to the fact that it is doing the HBO Max release, which I don't like for Dune. I don't like that at all. Now, I like the fact that it's going to get eyes on it that never would have watched Dune in the first place. So that's good. But in terms of what you're trying to do with the box office here, I think that's genuinely going to hurt it. I really do. So that's an unfortunate. And then in terms of it being an MCU killer, I think beyond box office, which that won't be it. I don't know if that's going to impede, because they're just so drastically different movies. So no, I don't think. I don't that it's box office. Absolutely, will not be the MCU killer. But quality wise, I mean, yeah, I definitely I love Dune more than a lot of the MCU movies. But I still enjoy some of the MCU movies more than Dune. I do. I have them ranked higher than Dune. But that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. And I don't see that. But Dune is great. Dune should be great. If you choose to watch it on a big screen in a big theater, I hope you enjoy it. If you don't like slowly paced movies, you might not be the biggest fan. But I really hope you guys enjoy this movie. We had another comment here that I wanted to make sure I clicked on. Someone said, let's see. Someone said something about Suicide Squad being the worst movie of the past few years, and I fundamentally disagree with you. But I can't. Here we go. Further. Oh, 1, 2, 3 Rock fan. Oh, you're one of my favorites. The Suicide Squad is the worst movie I've seen the past couple of years. Oh, 1, 2, 3 Rock fan. Oh, do I have some movies for you? If you think this is worse than Karen, yeah, I've got another thing coming for you, my friend. Go onto my Letterboxd and go down to the bottom of my list and watch some of those movies, because there's just no way. There's just no way. But if you don't respond to it, again, that's fine. When people say that, I don't get it. I don't see it. I don't know. I just don't get it. But that's okay. John Poffenbarg. Hey, John Poffenbarg. I didn't even put two and two together. How about them Steelers? Oh, God. Oh, John. Here's the thing, John. As a Steelers fan, we've been constantly winning for 20 years. So to finally have a losing season, which I think we will, is very tough to swallow because I'm not used to losing as a Steelers fan. Okay, that's just it's not in our blood or our nature, right? The Browns and the Bengals, they've been losing for 20 years, and all of a sudden they're good. Still think they're both overhyped, but it's going to be a tough pill to swallow. It absolutely is. Now, here's the thing, John, when we become irrelevant again and we win a playoff game, am I going to constantly celebrate like the Browns fans did for a year? No, because it's just a playoff game. I want to get back to a Super Bowl, John. Now, it's going to be a while until we get there because we've got to have a new quarterback. But let me tell you, this is going to be a tough year because we're just not used to losing as Steelers fans. We're just not. You see how arrogant I'm being right now? Because it sucks. What do I do? Okay, fans of the Jets, Bengals, Browns. How did you do this for 20 years? This has been 1 year. How did you do it? What Falcons fans? Well, you went to a Super Bowl. I can't say Falcons fans. All the teams I just mentioned. I'm struggling right now. I'm really, really struggling. This hurts. Steelers and Patriots fans, the two greatest franchises in the NFL, we're both losing right now. What do we do? So what do we do? Let's see here. Weasel needs to return from Suicide Squad. Yes, Weasel does. TJT reviews. Have you seen August 32nd on Earth? No. I noticed it isn't on your Villeneuve list. Well, they're actually, I've still got to catch up on a couple of the Villeneuve movies, ones that are lesser known, because people just think of his American films, right? They think of Prisoners and Sicario. No. This man has been doing it for a long time, a long, long time. So I definitely need to catch up on the remaining, I believe, 2 films that I haven't seen from Denis Villeneuve. But let me tell you, TJT reviews, everything this man touches turns to gold. It feels like, right? His lowest ranked movie on my list, which is one of his foreign films, I didn't quite love, but everything else I've loved, Dune included. So I'm very excited to go back and revisit the rest of his filmography and just see what he has to offer beyond that. But Dune Part 2. You can't come soon enough. I'll show you guys some pictures from New York here in just a second. I want to make sure I keep getting to these super chats here. Composer swap from Ryan. What's up, Ryan? Danny Elfman's Superman. Oh, my goodness. Or John Williams' Spider-Man. How do you not go? Look, I love Elfman. I do. How do you not go with John Williams' Spider-Man? What would he bring? Would it be more trumpets? I feel like it would be really, really epic. And don't get me wrong, Elfman's Spider-Man score is, in my opinion, iconic. Can you hear my stomach growling? I'm really hungry. In my opinion, iconic. But John Williams doing a score for Spider-Man, just imagine what that would be like. I couldn't possibly fathom it. I've got to go John Williams, Spider-Man. What would you all pick? Noah says, what was the experience meeting the Oscar expert and brother bro? Yeah, you guys saw the picture. I was able to hang out with just some of the most fun. And look, you see these guys on, YouTube and Instagram, or I'm sorry, Twitter and social media, and they have this personality that you think may just be an on-camera personality. That is not the case for the Oscar expert and brother bro. These guys were so much fun. I mean, we had the best time hanging out. We went and ate at this great burger place. We walked around Times Square. We walked around all of that area of New York, saw Rockefeller Center, saw what I liked to call the Uncut Gems Fountain. We had great conversations about this year's Oscars, had a full conversation about who's going to win Best Supporting Actress and Best Picture and what our rankings were, and it was just a great time. Now, here's what we didn't do. We did not record a video together. And the main reason for that is because I just wanted to spend time with these guys. I didn't want to force them to think of, a list that we could do together or come up with some content that we could go in and shoehorn and this and that. We can do collabs over Zoom, which we've done before, and we'll do it again. Absolutely. We may or may not be doing an Oscar video soon. But hello, Father. I'm not going to answer you right now, pal. But in terms of what the Oscar expert and brother bro bring to the table, just personality-wise, I had a great time. I genuinely had a great time hanging out with these guys. So, if you guys aren't aware of their channel, if you like more independent, lower budgeted films, those kinds of reviews, Oscar coverage, all that stuff, they're great. We had the best time. And oh my goodness. Someone said, Ben Worthlessberger. Hey, you shut your mouth. 2 Super Bowls, TJT. 2 Super Bowls. Unless you're a Patriots fan, You have nothing. All right, let's see. Just kidding, TJT. You know I love you. Trevor says, do you ever see your score for Dune increasing to a 100%? Let me take this picture down. To a 100%. Or at least a 5 out of 5 on Letterboxd, maybe after part 2. Trevor, here's the thing. When part 2 comes around, I feel like I could appreciate Dune Part 1 even more. Now that's, I see a Bengals fan in the chat. So when I was talking about losing franchises, you were who I was talking about. But you're winning this year. That's good. I'm sorry. I'm giving y'all a hard time. Let's see. I feel like Dune Part 1 is more than I could. How do I phrase this? I didn't expect it to be a movie that maybe felt a tiny bit incomplete after the ending, because once the movie ended, it kind of ends like how the episode before a season finale would end, to where you're just, of course I'm wanting more, and I want more right now because I'm selfish. Okay. But I feel like when I see part 2 and I put those two pieces together as a whole, because it's not as complete as maybe I wanted it to be, but of course, this is the story you're telling. That's what you got to stick with. That's what Villeneuve had to do, and he did a great job. So all of this is me saying, when I see part 2, I feel like my score could go up, because then I will watch them as one complete experience as opposed to 2 separate individual parts. Because right now, all I have is part 1, Once I get part 2 and I see where that story goes and how they left some things off and cliffhangers, and one story point in particular I can't talk about yet because it's a huge spoiler. They kind of left hanging and left dangling in a way that was, all right, I need to see more. So in that way, Trevor, I'm never going to. And here's what I did too. With Arrival, I originally gave Arrival, I believe, a 95 or 96. And Arrival is a movie that I have at 100% now. It's went up. I think Dune could go up as well. Maybe it'll take watch number 2 to do that. I don't think it'll go that high. But once we get part 2, and I've watched this first part like 4 times, because I'm gonna be watching that many times. Maybe. So I will not put it past anything, Trevor. Absolutely not. Let's see. You guys are killing it today with the super chat. So I'm sorry. Let me make sure I can get to you all before you go away. Movies that make you cry. Sonboy says movies that make you cry. I think of Wonder. I think of the movie Wonder with Jacob Tremblay. That movie always brings a little tear to my eye. You guys, I won't lie to you. Watching Mass for a second time, and let me see if I can find. So I actually went to a Mass screening with a Q&A. So Ann Dowd and Jason Isaacs from Harry Potter fame was at this screening, and they were answering questions. And Ann Dowd, from Hereditary and Handmaid's Tale, she sounds exactly like you think I love her voice. It's so soothing. It's so wonderful. They had some awesome things, and some things that made this movie even more emotional for me. And let me tell you, Mass brought a tear to my eye. This is a heartbreaking movie. This is an absolutely heartbreaking movie. If you guys get the chance to see Mass, please see Mass. It's such a wonderful film. We've got, will you be seeing Halloween Kills? Great question. And the answer is yes. You said when. I will be seeing it Tuesday night, Halloween Kills. Bringing you guys a review. Hopefully Wednesday, I believe. Someone says, why did you put Bo Burnham's Inside over the Suicide Squad? So Carrot and Friends, great question. Bo Burnham's Inside is something that I haven't stopped thinking about. And I loved Suicide Squad. I really did. I thought it was great. But I haven't stopped thinking about Bo Burnham's Inside. I feel like I think about it every week, whether it be a song or a moment or just, the best experience revolving around the pandemic that I've ever seen. Because obviously, that wasn't a good experience. But what Bo Burnham was able to do to bring out the emotions from that, I just think that's the best thing I've seen this year. And that's why it's ranked just a little bit higher than that. Okay. But a great question, Carrot and Friends. Polka Dot Man versus the Polar from Mystery Men. Oh, I haven't talked about Mystery Men in so long. That's one of those superhero movies that nobody talks about. I've got to go Polka Dot Man. David Dastmalchian's interpretation of that character, so awkward, so weird, so quirky, but he does such a good job. And then I see him in Dune, David Dastmalchian, Mike, and oh my God, what a complete 180. He goes from playing Polka Dot Man in Suicide Squad to this eyes rolled back in head, weird acting, very quiet and ominous figure. And I'm like, that is an actor right there. Okay, David Dastmalchian, and then you've got his role in Ant-Man, which is just a complete 180 from all of those. So, what an actor, what a performer. I've got to go Polka Dot Man. But I love the Mystery Men reference, Mike. Your comments crack me up constantly. TJT, yeah, you know you got me, TJT. You know you got me. 123 Rock fan. Okay. The Kentucky Theater is reopening soon. Oh, no way. Where did you hear that, 123 Rock fan? Oh, you just gave me chills. Listen, the Kentucky Theater is where I constantly watch independent movies. Now, I need to go look at this because I want to know when it's reopening. Because you guys were asking for a Lamb review in my Dune review. Lamb is not showing anywhere near me right now because for some reason, theaters in Lexington and where I live in Kentucky, they are just not showing some smaller budgeted films. And that's ridiculous. And the one place that I would always go to was the Kentucky Theater, which shows some of these very artistic A24-like movies. So 123 Rock fan, hey, if you ever go to the Kentucky Theater and you see me there, be sure to tell me. I would love to, get a chance to say hi. But at the same time, I'm so excited now that you've said this to go back and maybe catch some of these movies that would never come to the local Cinemark or Regal. I think that's awesome. You just made me so happy. Austin, have you watched Attack on Titan? Great question. Yes. Yes, I have. And I am still waiting to cover it until we get part 2 of this season. I want to wait until it's all said and done. And then I'm thinking about hopefully doing maybe a season ranking or just something along those lines of covering Attack on Titan, either one video or multiple videos on this channel. So Attack on Titan's great. I actually, if I could go grab it, I would. It'll take me too much time, but I bought an Attack on Titan pop figure. And I'll show you guys that in one of my future anime videos. Hopefully I'll have it sitting here in the background. So yeah, I love Attack on Titan. It's spectacular. It's one of those shows that you have to see how much it lives up to the hype. Did you like the ending to No Time to Die, or were you not a fan? Personally, I loved it. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I don't want to say much more, but I loved it. I mean, Daniel Craig's final outing as this character, what a way to send him off. I loved it. I thought it was great. I think the movie's awesome. I really do think No Time to Die is awesome. I'm one of the biggest Villeneuve fans. Aaron, by the way, thank you for the super chat and supporting this channel. It means a lot. Is it weird that my least favorite film is one he shot here in my city? It's Sicario. It's jarring, and I remember when I was little seeing those bodies hanging. Aaron, it's not weird at all. Now, Sicario is a little bit lower down my Denis Villeneuve list. It is. And not because it's a bad movie. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I think Sicario is an incredible film. It's a very difficult movie to watch, I guess, as is Prisoners. But Prisoners, I think I just respond more to that because I used to work with a company called Hope's Place that dealt with children who are coming from families who have been, abusing this and that. So I see Prisoners and what happens, children getting kidnapped in that movie, and that strikes a chord with me that I think none of Denis Villeneuve's other movies strike. And it's this emotional chord that just hurts, and it really hurts. But Sicario strikes a very different chord, but one that's also tragic and heartbreaking. And Aaron, I understand if that's your least favorite movie, seeing things like that, that are jarring and that you can recall on a personal level, right? If you've actually seen things like that in real life, then yeah, that's a very difficult movie to watch. I feel that way about a lot of movies. I'll watch them and they'll hit me in a way that kind of recalls something from my past or makes me emotional on a very different level. And those are usually the movies that are the most difficult to revisit. But actually, Aaron, those are usually the movies that I respond to the most. The ones that strike that chord with me, something that affects me personally, which to you is Sicario. I guess Villeneuve's movie for me would be Prisoners because he's only really directed two. Well, not really. But those are kind of the two American movies that he directed that strike that chord. So, I think he's a brilliant director. I think he handles it so well in Sicario. That was probably my biggest issue with the sequel. It didn't have his spark behind it. But Sicario is a great movie. It's definitely lower down his list for me, but I believe I have it at 5 or 6. So phenomenal film. 9 out of 10.
My Vikings suck this year as usual. Hey, the journeyman. I don't hate your Vikings. I think Justin Jefferson's a great player. My Steelers suck. My Steelers suck. They suck. And I'm not used to that, so it hurts. My Broncos better beat your Steelers today. Oh, TJT, if they don't beat this 1-3 Steelers team, oh boy, TJT reviews. I'm gonna have to do a lot of bragging the next time you see me. Let me tell you. I'm setting myself up for disappointment. Most emotionally disturbing films you have seen. Well, Prisoners. I just talked about it. That's definitely one. Schindler's List. That's always the one that comes to mind. I think of Schindler's List. I think of tragedy and heartbreak and just an important story. Again, these movies that affect me on that level, I want to see. I want to see them. I think they should be told as long as they're handling things right. And you got Steven Spielberg. But Schindler's List is an important story. But man, oh man, is that a hard movie to watch? I think it's his best film. Ace, got to head out, bro. Love you, vids. Keep it up. Can't wait to see Dune myself. Ace, thank you so much for being here. We've got friggin' Marriage Story. Oh my God, Mike. Yes. Marriage Story just affects me on every level. I feel like it affects me more because I am married. Again, Madison and I, we do not argue like that. But just being married and seeing something like that is just, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Ghost Story. Oh, great. Great call, Team Rainbow. Good Will Hunting. Oh, you know me. You guys know me more than anyone, other than my wife and my dog. You know me more than anyone. Let's see. Yeah, that's a great one. Good Will Hunting. Just that scene of them on the bench, one of the greatest scenes of all time. I'm dying to see Mass, but it isn't available in my country. Well, let me tell you, DJP. There's a lot of theaters. Mass isn't at my local theater. I only saw it because I saw it back at Sundance, and then I saw it again in New York. But it's not available at my theater either. I don't like the way they're rolling this movie out. I really don't. Let's see. Favorite Mike Flanagan movie. It is favorite Mike Flanagan movie. Gerald's Game. I think it's Gerald's Game. I love Gerald's Game. It's funny because we almost watched Gerald's Game last night, my wife and her sister. But we ended up watching The Conjuring because she had never seen it, and watching her get scared throughout that movie was incredible. It was great. She didn't get as scared as I thought she would get, but she got scared. So it was great. It was great. Karen Friend says, when are you watching Belfast? Hopefully soon. I don't know. That might be one that I get a CCA screener for before I even get a chance to see that movie, or a CCA screening for the Critics' Choice. But hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Are you going to watch the new A24 movie Lamb? Yeah, Canadian Goose Studies. By the way, your name is incredible. Your name is awesome. Yes, but it's not at my theater yet. So I'm really upset that it's not anywhere local. So as soon as I get a chance, I'm going to be seeing it. But as of now, yeah, not at my theater yet. Let's see here, guys. I want to make sure I don't miss any of these super chats here. We've got Greg smells like Burke bacon. Someone has created a YouTube channel and put my name on it. Oh boy. We don't want any confusion there, pal. That's incredible, though. Somebody went to that extent. We don't want any confusion there. Let's see. Are you going to watch and review Dexter: New Blood? And did you like the season 8 finale? I did. I was a little disappointed with the way everything ended, but I love Dexter. I absolutely love Dexter. So in terms of watching and reviewing it, I don't know yet. We'll see. Is that something you guys would like? Are you a fan of Dexter? Is this something you guys would enjoy on this channel? I want to watch it. I definitely want to watch it. But yeah, I will. It's up in the air whether I will review it or not. But let me know if that's something you guys would like to see. I'll definitely be doing it. When I was in New York, I met Will Smith when he was filming for I Am Legend. Very cool. He's an amazing guy. Yeah, Will Smith has always seemed like a guy who is so good, treats his fans with respect. I think that's the most important thing. So that is very, very cool. Oh, we've got some spoilers. Well, we'll go ahead and read these off. Batman kills Paul and Stevie Wonder at the end of Dune, and then James Bond Sour Lemon, I don't remember that happening. But at the same time, those are some mad spoilers, my friend. I don't even know how to respond to that. I think Skyfall is overrated. Oh, I mean, it just has a lot of plot holes, and I think the plot is disjointed. Flash Flick reviews. I really love Skyfall, but I definitely think some people love it to a degree a bit higher than me. I wouldn't say it's overrated. I think it's properly rated, but that's very fair. I think there are a couple of plot holes in there that made my rewatch of Skyfall maybe not as good. Maybe not as good as some of the other ones. Prisoners, yes. Logan, yes. Talking about films that make you sad. We've got, we've got, sorry guys. Let me see here. I'm trying to get past the person who made a channel that's my name and with my picture. Ignore the Austin Burke in the chat because that's not me. That's some person that hopefully is not my wife. Let's see. Vittorio says, "Hola, Austin. How are you? I'm writing a Five Nights of Freddy script for fun. I'm also writing my second book. It's a horror vampire and werewolf book. It's called Blood Brothers. Ooh, Blood Brothers. Okay. That sounds awesome, Vittorio. Hey, I need an update on that first book. Where are we at on the first book here? I love getting your updates. And this is one of those that, Five Nights at Freddy that I've always wanted to see into a movie. Now, obviously, Willy's Wonderland, that was close, but it's not Five Nights at Freddy. So, Vittorio, I'm very interested to see what kind of movie you would bring us with Five Nights at Freddy. Is it more, is there some comedy in there? Are we going pure slasher, pure horror? Is this something that you're going to make that's going to scare the lights out of people? I think that's really interesting, Vittorio. Keep writing. Keep writing. Don't ever stop writing. And I'm so excited to see your first book. But your second book sounds cool. Horror, vampire, and werewolf. I like that. That's something that I enjoy. Also, will you be reviewing the new Welcome to Blumhouse movies? I believe I have a package being sent my way. And once I get it, I may do a ranking of the new Welcome to Blumhouse movies. So I may do an overall Welcome to Blumhouse ranking because that's a really fun thing on Amazon Prime. Damon says, "Hey, Austin, are you going to do a reaction to DC Fandom this year? Also watched Malignant last night. What a fun ride." Austin, Damon, you crack me up. Yes. Now, I'm wondering on how I'm going to be doing my coverage of DC Fandom. Should I? And, this is something that I'm still kind of working on. Should I do a full live stream, which will risk copyright for my channel of DC Fandom? Okay. So I don't know if that's something that I want to risk or if that's something that is worth doing, or should I break it up into small and individual videos and do it that way? What do you guys think? How should I cover DC Fandom? Let me know down below. Okay. I think that's something that I would love to have your all's input on. It's definitely going to be a challenge getting a lot of those videos out, but I'm super excited regardless. Have you seen Scenes from a Marriage yet? No, I haven't. I've heard really good things. I've been watching coverage for Movie Files. I'm seeing his videos pop up in my feed. I need to see it though. Scenes from a Marriage looks really good. It's one of those shows that I just have to get to. Have you watched Young Justice, Ryan? Thank you for the question. Great question. I have. I love Young Justice. It is genuinely one of my favorite DC shows. It's genuinely one of the most fun animated shows of the last couple of years. So I'm excited to see it return. Now, I've not heard anything. I've not heard any sort of confirmation on when it's coming back. But Young Justice, I mean, I was a huge fan of Justice League growing up, the animated series. And Young Justice is just one of those, it's one of those shows that I love visiting. Even now, how good is Dune? Go watch my review, and I give you a little bit of insight. But let me tell you, is it really good? It's a really good movie. Cheesy Man 2022. Nice to have you. Nice to see you live streaming. Nice to have you here. Will Smith Oscar contender for King Richard. Hey guys, I'm working on an Oscar predictions video, my very first one in quite a while. And let me tell you, Will Smith, yeah, I think he's going to be at least on pace to be the front runner for the Oscar. That's just kind of, where I'm at. I've not seen the performance. I don't know anything about the movie yet, but I definitely believe Will Smith is going to have a big year this year. Overall, I mean, he's got that documentary, he's got the movie. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm very, very excited. What is DC Fandom? Well, hopefully it's a place that's going to bring us trailers and news for all the DC projects. It is this upcoming Saturday. So you guys get super excited for it because we're going to be covering it. However we cover it, we're going to be covering a lot on this channel. Absolutely. Skyfall is the best looking 007 film. I can definitely agree with you here. Skyfall is beautiful, a beautiful, beautiful movie. Vittorio says, my first book is still process of production. We're doing editing at the moment. Five Nights at Freddy's will be a horror comedy and crime thriller. Very cool, Vittorio. Very cool. That's kind of exactly what I wanted you to say, which is awesome. So that is awesome. Who should be the next James Bond? Oh, I don't know. I've went back and forth. I like Idris Elba. Um, I like our boy from Henry Golding. I think he's great. Some people said Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy can do anything. I don't know though. I don't. It's a very Aaron Taylor Johnson. I heard someone say Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think that could be super duper solid. Your wife or you? Who would win Squid Game? My wife. My wife. She would will her way through it. I have to go with my wife. She would win because she wins everything, even my heart. No, she's not listening. No, I'd win. Come on. Come on. You think she's good? I thought maybe she was listening. She'd be like, oh, sweetheart. No, she's not listening. I would win. God. I hope she's not listening. You guys know I would win. Come on. I'm not going to let her beat me. I just get out of my way. No, just kidding. Johnson, I really enjoy the new James Bond, but I realized while watching it that I enjoy the Mission Impossible movies even more than Bond now. I love Lamp. John, you know what? I'm with you. I still think Mission Impossible Fallout is better than the new James Bond. As much as I loved it, I really did. I thought the new James Bond was super fun. One of my favorite movies of the year, top 10 at least. It won't be in the top 5 or anything, but yeah, I think Mission Impossible Fallout is better. That would be fun. Ranking the new James Bond movies with the Mission Impossible movies. How fun would that be? Should I do it? You guys let me know. Should I rank the James Bond movies with the Mission Impossible movies? At least the Daniel Craig ones. Come on now. That would be a fun video. I might have to do that. I think that would be super fun. I don't know if I've seen anyone do that. So let me know what you guys think of that. Instead of doing just a Craig Bond ranking, doing both of them because they're so similar in nature. Yeah, man. Oh, great. Great. Yeah. Jonas says do it. Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. That's a great video. Good call, John. Good call, John. I got to give you kudos for that. That's a fun video. Let's do that. Ranking the Daniel Craig James Bond movies with the Mission Impossible films. Mark it down. I think I'm going to try to get that out by tomorrow. Let's do it. Trevor says, speaking of films that make you cry, you should watch. Oh, I haven't seen A Silent Voice yet. Trevor, I've heard great things about it. My favorite animated film of all time, Your Name, is a close second. Well, you know how much I love Your Name, Trevor. You know this. So, yeah, okay. I hear my dog whining upstairs. Buddy, it's okay, little boy. Yeah, let's do that. Let's watch A Silent Voice because I've been wanting to watch it for so long. Is it on Netflix? Is it on Netflix? I believe it was on Netflix for quite a while, so I need to see that for sure. A lot of people saying yes on Mission Impossible. Yeah, guys, if you'd like to show, because that's a random video to do. So if you guys want to show any video some love this week, that would be it. Because it's usually like it kind of stresses me out doing videos that I don't know how they're going to do. So yeah, I'm going to do it. That's a fun idea. Your favorite horror movie of 2021? It is Midnight Mass trumps all, but probably Malignant. I mean, it's not really scary. Malignant's not really scary. It's more of a slasher. But I mean, Malignant's the best. But the thing is, there's not been like this standout. Let me go to my list. I really enjoyed The Night House, though. I thought the Night House was really good. So let me go to my list super quick and make sure Malignant is ranked the highest. And I believe, let's see, Pig, 9 Days, In the Heights. That's not horror. Yeah, I think it's Malignant. I don't really have anything ranked higher. My dog is freaking out right now, so I may have to. Buddy, what's wrong, pal? Let's see. Let's get to some more questions here. You're forgetting. Oh, of course, Trevor. I think part of it is because I don't really see Quiet Place as pure horror. Oh my gosh, my dog is freaking out. Had to mute that. Didn't want you to hear that. Just make sure he's not freaking the neighbors out. Yeah, I guess Quiet Place is technically number one. But then beyond that, Malignant. Let's see. I love Prisoners more than Arrival. Is that good or bad? Well, I love them almost the exact same. I gave them both the same score. I think they're both top tier, phenomenal films. And it's very, very difficult for me to rank them. So I completely understand why it's difficult for you. Mission Impossible 2 is funnier. Is that, I assume, Mission Impossible 2? Yeah, that's going to be low on my list. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know you can read my lips, but if I scream into the microphone, it's going to hurt y'all's ears. So I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Yeah. I don't want to hurt anybody's ears today. Vittorio says, talking about his book, for Blood Brothers, it's about vampire Richard and werewolf Anthony becoming stepbrothers after a witch shoots a lightning curse on them. Oh my God. Fight demons and save humans? Holy cow. That's awesome. Vittorio, let's turn that into a movie. That sounds incredible. I love that. I like Spectre more than No Time to Die. That's okay. I didn't really like Spectre all that much. I thought it was fine. I thought Spectre was fine. But I thought the plot was a little up and down for me. Yeah, I like No Time to Die a lot better. But Spectre was, I think it's maybe better than people give it credit for. People hated Spectre. I was like, that's all right. It's a James Bond movie. Explain the 2001 Space Odyssey ending. Yeah, no, this is a very it's a very difficult thing for me to do over a live stream without planning. So I can't do that right now, my friend. And a lot of people maybe haven't seen 2001. If you haven't seen 2001, do yourself a favor and go watch it. It's one of the best movies ever. But yeah, that's a lot to do on a live stream. How would you rank Dune among the Denis Villeneuve movies? Anchor, I'm still thinking about updating my Denis ranking, video-wise, so I don't want to do that just yet. It's on Letterboxd, so yeah, I can go see it on Letterboxd, but I may even switch some more things around, so I'm going to save that for possibility of a video. I'm going to save it for a possibility. Let's see. Oh, Jonas, here's the question. Quantum of Solace or Mission Impossible 2? That really is going to be a struggle to decide which one's my least favorite. Because those are definitely my two least favorites of the franchise, for sure. So yeah, that's going to be it's going to be a very, very tough one, my friend. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. I think my dog's done barking now. I think the guy who plays Rick Flag could play James Bond. What's his name? His name is Joel Kinnaman. That's an interesting choice. I don't hate that. At all. Dude, I still have to wait many days for Dune to come out over where I live. So time to watch trailers and reviews over and over again. Yay. How was Dave Bautista in it? Really good. He didn't have a lot to do dialogue-wise, but he's imposing. He's this brute force in the movie. He's kind of the guy that goes to the master and reports things. Here's what it reminded me of. That dynamic. You ready? You remember Immortan Joe in Mad Max Fury Road, how he has the two main kids that come to him? That's kind of the relationship between our main villainous character, Dave Bautista, and David Dastmalchian's character in this movie. It's that exact dynamic. So I'll let you guys, watch the movie and figure out where that goes. But that's kind of, and that's why I think, Mad Max, such a high quality movie with great villains. That villainous presence from Immortan Joe is exactly what I get from Baron in Dune. So really great villain. And I hear my wife just walked in the door. So that's what my dog was barking about. Touchdown What'd you just say? What is the game on? Oh, is the game's already? Oh, guys. Oh no, y'all. I didn't realize this past one. I love y'all. Seriously. Hey, TJT, touchdown Steelers. I love y'all. The game's on. I'm gonna have to go. So let's answer this last super chat really quick. Hey, Austin, had a Friday night trio of No Time to Die, Lamb, and Inglorious Bastards. Lamb was something to behold. Yes, I have heard. Lamb was something to behold. So let me tell you, I want to see that movie, y'all. Just after the trailer and the pictures, and oh my goodness, I'm very, very excited to see Lamb. So let's cross fingers. And as soon as I get to see it, I will probably bring you guys a review, even though it's a later review, this and that, but I want you guys to see my Lamb review. I want to see the movie, so hopefully it comes to my theaters anytime soon. Let's go. TJT's not happy. Priorities. Yeah, I love you guys. I really do. I love you guys, but I got to go watch the football. I really do. So thank you. And actually, my plan was to go 45 minutes, so I went 10 minutes longer today. Thank you so much. So many great questions. So many incredible conversations we had today. I'll leave you guys with some pictures from my trip to New York, just getting to see MetLife building, and there's the Dune poster, and here, what was this? Rockefeller Center, my mass Q&A. We got the what I like to call the Uncut Gems fountain. So thank you all so much for being here. Madison said, my wife said, just got home, forgot you were live streaming. I apologize for screaming for you. You didn't scream, sweetheart. I couldn't even hear you down here. So good job. I appreciate you guys for being here. But I got to go watch me some football. Let me tell you. But the idea that we came up with together, fine, leave us for football. I love you, Mike. I love you. But priorities, man. But the idea, Mission Impossible and James Bond ranked. What an idea. What an idea. Let's go. John, I can thank you for that idea. Very cool. But we're going to do that, and hopefully that'll be my video tomorrow. I love it. I love it. You guys the best. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you. Make sure there's no more super chats. Didn't miss any super chats. I'll be seeing you very soon. Any questions for me? We'll come back next week on Sunday. I'll be here this time. I'm excited to sleep in. All right, guys.